So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront, and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. I talked to a client the other day and he kind of wigged me out just a little bit. He said something to me that I agreed with, and I don't think he's wrong. And yet at the same time, it kind of bounced back on my thought, is that what he thinks about me? I don't know about that. It is the Daily Boost. It's me, Scott Smith. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping in today. Yeah, my client. His name is Ralph. I've talked about Ralph before. I know Ralph very, very well. Long-time client. He'll listen to the show and he'll send me a note. I'll hear from him pretty fast when he hears this. And he did some homework, and he had let me know, and it was so kind of him to say, he made a list of people he really respects, and I was on that list. I don't know how far up I was on that list. I did not ask. I'm just assuming I was at the top. I'm just making that assumption because it's probably true. If not, if I will be now, at least he'll tell me that. But he said, Scott, one of the things I like about you is you could care less what anybody thinks about you. You don't care about anybody else's opinion. Huh? I was perplexed by it. Because in my view, I care about everybody's opinion. I always really take it into account all the time. And sometimes it really throws me off track. And if you've listened to me long enough, you can tell when somebody has influenced me and I'm moving in the direction I shouldn't go. If you're a longtime listener, and I'm saying this just because this is the kind of podcast I want to kind of move into here in the future. We're just kind of hearing this thought. But if you listen to me for a long time, you can tell when I've been influenced in a certain direction, and you can tell when I get back to who I am, and when I get back to who Scott is, that's when you love the shows. And so I was really perplexed by it. And so have you had that happen before? Because sometimes we get all motivated. We're like, yes, and we don't care. We're going to get it done no matter what. I'm not a no matter what guy. Like, I love money. I love to make a lot of money, but I'm not a guy who puts money first on top of everything. If you were to say, Scott, you're just a money guy, you sell your podcast. I've had some very bad years with this podcast. Trust me. I had some years where I couldn't pay my bills with this podcast, and I still did it because I did it for different reasons. So it really perplexed me a little bit. So I pose that question to you right now. Are you putting off exactly who you are? And do you even need to? Because here's what I know is this. I know that in that particular case, I care deeply about it, but I also know this as well, that if I come back to who I am, like I think when you come back to who you are, if you're honest with yourself, you'll eventually do it your way, but you'll do it with consideration of what's going on around you. So I want to share that with you because there are certain things that are confusing to people, and I'm not here to fix you in any way, shape, or form. I do not have that superpower. I just don't. I do have the superpower of potentially getting under your skin, giving you something that maybe makes some sense to you, maybe make you laugh a little bit, maybe make you mad a little bit. But in any case, we get a result that is going to drive you forward. That's always what we're trying to do here. So a lot of years ago, Jerry Seinfeld, well, you know Jerry, right? He's like worth $1 billion now or more. And it is the time of year when I always bring up this story, and you've heard this story, I'm sure, on the internet, but I'll never forget because he actually told me this in person. It was a very interesting night. I got a call from Rob was his name. I don't remember his last name or even what it looked like, but Rob was an event promoter, and he had this chance to grab Jerry Seinfeld when Jerry was just coming up. He was just a touring stand-up comedian. The show had not hit yet, and so he was still trying to get the show about nothing going. And he had arrived at this venue, and Rob called me, and he said, man, can you come over? I was doing the disc jockey thing at the time. He said, can you introduce Jerry for me? And can you maybe do a little warm-up set and get everybody going? So I did a little bit of that and got everybody kind of pumped up to get Jerry in the room. And the benefit was I got free dinner, I got a bar tab, and I got to hang out with Jerry in the green room. And so he agreed to do that, and I said, sure. Like I would say no, right? It's Jerry Seinfeld. Even then, he was famous, right? It was 1986, I think. A TV show. It was kind of still in development, maybe in pilots at that point in time. And so we were talking about the show before the show, and he was munching on veggies and he was sipping sparkling water. He ate Perrier. I'll never forget it, green bottles of Perrier. And he was so focused on getting what he wanted. He was tired, though. He was worn out from living on the road. His mom lived in the area, and he was there, and we had a great conversation. I'd spent a lot of years talking to celebrities when I was in the music business and radio business, and one thing I'd learned over time was just if you just met real conversation with them, you really had a good time. And so I treated him like a real guy. And so we just had a great conversation. And I asked him how he manages to keep going with what he's doing, living out of a suitcase in a car. He said these words, and it's probably not exact, but it's what I remember them to be. I know exactly what I want. I'm a comedian, so I have to be funny. The only way to be funny is to write funny jokes. The only way to write funny jokes is to write every day. So I write daily, and I put a big red X on the calendar. Eventually, there will be a chain of X's on the calendar. My goal is never to break the chain. And he said, don't break the chain, in a very Seinfeld way. So again, this story has been all over the internet. In fact, Jerry has actually, he has pictures of him with this chain of the jokes he writes. He writes them on yellow legal pad, and it's like a yellow brick road. If you've ever seen the picture, it's pretty crazy. He saved them all. I've never saved the stuff. I've done 5,000 podcasts. I've not saved all my show notes. I just have not done that. But it's so key with anything that you do. So as we get into the new year, first off, I get probably the first lesson is consistency. I don't care if it's every day. I don't care if it's 3 days a week. I don't care what it is. Whatever you determine it to be, that's the key. I was talking to my buddy Billy today. Billy's all about that. I mean, I can hardly keep up with Billy because he literally minute by minute does the same thing every single day. It's working for him. He won't do it forever. Right now, he's got that locked in. But that's his success. He's just doing it every single day. The other part of this is if you want to be a funny comedian, you have to be funny. So you need to write funny jokes. And the only way to do that is to practice. You have to write, right? So I think about this a lot in my world because I have a lot of people who come to me that want to do a podcast. And they get one or two done and then they fade. I've done about 14,000 podcasts. I've done about 5,200 plus daily boosts, but about 14,000 total. Done a lot. And most of them have been every single day. I have just showed up, except for over the weekend. I missed one. But I just kept doing it. And good, bad, indifferent, the show is the show and it becomes what it's going to become. And I can't make it any better or any worse, even if I tried. If you want to be a writer, if you want to write a book someday, write today. If your goal is to write a book someday, then get up tomorrow morning and write a book. I don't care how much you write. Write a paragraph, write a page, write a chapter. I don't care. But do it every single day.
I see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole fam.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
Just keep on going. If you want to get in shape, if your resolution this year was to go to the gym and get in shape, then decide what it's going to be. Did you decide it's 3 days, 4 days? What is it? Check it off. Go do it. Want to lose weight? You get 21 times a week when you lose weight. Your diet, everybody eats what, 3 times a day? 21 times a week that you could get fat or get skinny. That's your choice. Check it off. Put X. Keep doing it. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to get good at anything, you're going to have to do it a lot. A ridiculous amount. They say you have to do it over 10,000 hours. I don't even know how many hours I have into this. It's well in excess of 20,000. I'm positive with all the coaching and everything I've done. And I still don't think I'm very good at it. But I do know this, you're going to get what you're going to get. And it's going to be pretty consistent. And it's going to be what I do. And I'm going to get it tomorrow and do it again. So what is your plan this year? What are you trying to do? What was that big goal you set? Is it the same thing you set last year and you didn't continue? I mean, if all you had to do was show up, what could you do? I learned a long time ago that sometimes you get, maybe you're in a job. Maybe you get around some people that aren't the most motivating people that fall up. You met those people that fall up. They kind of play the game a little bit. They kind of work the system a little bit. And they seem to be above you and in charge of you. People that fall up get a lot of good people fired. Have you ever seen that happen? I bet you have. I have run face first into that my entire career. You know why? Because I don't play those games. When I was in the radio, I'd walk in the door and I was like, I'm here to win. I'm here to win the ratings. I don't care. You can fall up if you want to, but I'm going to win. When I trained my dog in agility, I didn't go to play with my dog. I went to play to win. It doesn't matter what it is. But you run into people who march along and they're ahead of you and they're stopping you and they're playing the games. How do you beat those people? Let's be real about it. How do you beat those people? First off, get good at what you do. Get good at what you do. I don't care what it is. If it's your job, whatever it is, get good at what you do and do it consistently day in and day out and day in and day out. And just always keep in mind, it doesn't matter who's above you, who's around you, who's below you. It makes no difference whatsoever. If you show up every single day and you constantly work to do it the best you possibly can, and you get to make the rules of what that is. Nobody else does. I promise you this. Average people will fade away. Your chance will come. And if it doesn't come right there, it's going to come from somebody else. You're going to get opportunity all over the place as long as you get good at what you do and don't break the chain of doing it. It's so simple, isn't it? I have had this conversation over the years with so many people, and I've had it with myself in the mirror so many times I cannot tell you. Because sometimes to get good takes a long time. Because sometimes just to get the job done takes a lot of work. I can't tell you how many times I've done this podcast. I walked in here and I just didn't feel like doing it. And then I sit down, I put the headset on, and I do it. Heart sings, and I feel better because of it. And I've been rewarded because of it as well. And will continue to be as long as I do exactly that. Anyway, so think about that today. A lot to cover there, but I think you can do that. If you could just get good at what you do and just keep doing it every single day, you can do anything. Scott at dailyboostpodcast.com. You can send me an email there. That goes right directly to me. Or Instagram is easier. Hey, Scott Smith.